The great paradox is that investing for passive income actually requires more work than mainstream investing, but investors like me find that the time and energy is totally worth it. After all, you are capable of learning new things in order to cut actual years off of your time sitting at a desk building someone else's dream. Yes, that's what I thought. So today we're going to be talking about some of the life adjustments that need to be made in order to succeed as a cash flow investor. 5 different areas that we will cover are learning the lingo, trying to become an accredited investor, learning how to do due diligence on a deal, networking, and everyone's favorite, taxes. Now, each one of these items is such an in-depth topic that I'll be doing a separate video on each in the future, but today, let's just give you a high-level overview. The first thing you're going to need to do is start to learn the lingo. There are all sorts of terms and acronyms that this world uses that, if you're like me, I thought it sounded like a foreign language when I started. When someone says to you, hey Chels, this multifamily deal is going to have a cost-seg study done at the end of year 1 to accelerate depreciation to target a cash-out refi in year 3, you're gonna need to know what the heck they're talking about. It may sound daunting, but trust me, if you can pass 2 years of Spanish in high school, you can absolutely learn some new terminology to help you build wealth. Moving right along. The second thing you'll need to know is whether you have a path to becoming an accredited investor. What? Let me break this down for you as simply as possible. Basically, there is a whole world of investment deals that regular investors are not allowed to participate in because they're less regulated. And that is a double-edged sword. The wealthier and more sophisticated you become as an investor, the more and more deals you have access to. Becoming accredited is not required, but it can be helpful for sourcing quality deals with above-average returns. It also means that if you don't take the time to learn how to vet deals, you can lose money more quickly. We don't like that. More on that later. Third, you're going to need to learn how to do due diligence on deals. Basically, you will need to investigate the potential investment opportunity to confirm all the details under consideration. This helps to protect you as an investor by mitigating your risk. The more thorough the due diligence, the better. In a later video, I'll show you where you can find an extremely detailed due diligence checklist, as well as a walkthrough of what questions to ask, how to do operator background checks, and more. Fourth, you're going to need to start networking. Finally, one that we're all familiar with. Access to high-quality deals is oftentimes a matter of knowing the right people. You'll want to be connecting with fund managers, sponsors, and operators, not just to find out where they're putting their own money, but to learn how they think and operate. After all, building wealth requires a mindset shift. Most importantly, network with other cash flow investors like you. Find ones that are 1 to 2 steps ahead of you, who can speak directly to their experience in various funds and operators. Lastly, you're going to need to either partner with a smart tax advisor and learn more about taxes yourself. Part of building wealth is about bringing in more income and learning to invest it. Part of it is about learning how to legally hold on to it, as much of it as possible, by reducing and deferring your tax burden. Fortunately, if you're in the United States or a country with a similar tax structure, investing in private real estate and other cash flowing assets is often heavily incentivized by the government. Okay, that's a wrap, and we'll be sure to do a deep dive on each of these topics going forward. So, can you learn 5 new things if it buys you your freedom? Hell yeah, you can. I'll see you next week.